Everybody, I'm Weaber. I'm 15 years old, and this is my 6th year, I think, in 4-H. I do the horse project, and this year I'm doing the Passport to Foreign Cookery project. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the Young Horse Development Program through the American Quarter Horse Association. The program is a part of the Ranching Heritage Program, which is based on all of the ranch quarter horses. So the Young Horse Development Program was started in 2010 by the Hunt family, Jim and Joni. And Mr. Jim is the chairman of the American Quarter Horse Ranching Committee. And they're American Quarter Horse Ranching breeder family. So they breed a whole bunch of ranching horses. And their goal by starting this program was to provide youth with quality weanlings that they could raise and grow their horsemanship skills while teaching them and watching them grow and develop. Mr. Jim said when he started the program at the ceremony when it started that it's not important how many of these colts we have given away. It didn't cost us anything to do this. We give away quality colts, not the bottom end, and it doesn't cost us anything. The reward we receive is watching how these colts impact the lives of young people, and that's way more valuable than the price these colts would bring at auction. So I applied for the Young Horse Development Program last August, and in late October, I received a letter from the American Quarter Horse Association that I'd been selected to receive a colt or filly from a Ranching Heritage breeder. And my breeder was the Broken Box Quarter Horses in Osage, Wyoming. And the breeders that bred my colt were Kyle and Pam Simeoner. So early November, I went to go meet my filly, and I only knew she was a girl, and I didn't know anything else about her, and I was super excited. I went to the American Quarter Horse Youth Excellence Seminar last summer, and on the trip I met a girl, Caitlin Boykin, who had won the program 2 years ago, and all the stuff she had to say about it was so awesome, and I was so excited that I could do that, and anybody else could do it, and that I would get a filly, or a colt, and I would get to raise her and keep her for as long as I wanted to after the program was over, and in the process I could win scholarships and prizes and have a chance to be mentored by an American Quarter Horse professional. So my filly's name was just a bit of Ivy. When we pulled in at the ranch, we met halfway, just over the border north of Cheyenne, and when we pulled into their ranch that was farther south in Wyoming, we pulled in and there's this little tiny horse off in this paddock, and she's whinnying, and it was so loud, and she was so tiny, and it just melted my heart. And I got out and met Mr. Kyle, and Miss Pam was working, so I didn't get to meet her, unfortunately. But Kyle was so nice, and he introduced himself and talked about their breeding facility in northern Wyoming and the horses that they breed and the rest of their ranch. And I got to meet Ivy. This is a picture of her from our February report that I'll pass around. She has grown so much. When I got her, she was barely 14 hands, so she was like this big, and now she's like this big. And she was super tiny and skinny, and she'd just been weaned the week before, so it's been really cool to watch her grow and develop. Ivy is by Ricky's Hickory out of Just a Bit of Blue. So Ranching Heritage breeders that donate their foals to this program all have horses, or their stallions are related to the original Foundation quarter horses. So all of these horses are quality, and they have good genetics, and they're free of any diseases and things that might be passed down through genetics. And so I have pictures of her father and her mother. And I thought it was really cool that when I met Mr. Simeoner, that he explained to me the lineage of both of her parents. And I thought it was really special that her mama was their favorite ranch horse that they'd ever had on their farm, that she was like the best one that they had, and that she was the sweetest, kindest, most level-headed mare that they had had, and I felt really privileged to get to have one of her fillies. When I was at their other facility in southern Wyoming, I also got to walk through and see all of the other mares and their foals that they had there, and it was cool to get to see a breeding operation and like all the mama and the babies that I usually don't get to see. So I thought that was a cool experience. So the Young Horse Development Program has a number of requirements that are outlined at the beginning of the program. The first thing is that you have to have your horse in your possession by January 1st of the year that the program starts. After that, you submit a goal sheet of 5 things that you want to accomplish throughout the program. So my goals had to do with Ivy being able to pick up her feet and stand for the horseshoer, and be able to be tied and trailered, be able to let me bathe her and rinse her off and spray her with the water. I also wanted to develop my own horsemanship skills. I've always had older horses that were as broke as they could possibly be, and already had all the talents that they needed to succeed and to help me succeed. And so I wanted to have an opportunity to teach a horse everything they knew and to see that horse flourish. So the next thing that is due at the 5th of every month for the month previous, so like March 5th, which is today, my February reports were due. So a monthly report consists of a horsemanship report, so a daily log of everything that you do with your horse, and a photo of your horse. And every other month requires a progress report, which is a short paper about what you've been doing with your horse and the things that you've overcome and your progress and your greatest accomplishments and struggles you've had. There's a lot of those. And like the successes you've had. There are webinar lessons that are online that you listen to where they have professional horsemen and people within the program or other people that have experience with things that you're learning about in the program that you listen to. Over the summer, participants in the program get to have a professional horseman come and see all of the progress that they made with their filly or colt. And you have to have like certain things like be able to lunge in both directions and get in and out of the trailer, things like that. And you get to talk to them about the progress you've made and the condition of your horse, like their physical condition and how well you're taking care of them, and then about their nutrition and what you're feeding them and how that's affecting them in their development. It's also required that people in the program bring their filly or colt to one horse show and have the person at the show sign it off that you have something that you've worked up to that you get to go and show your horse to the rest of everybody else. And you also are required to do an in-hand trill pattern. So it kind of gives you something to look forward to when you're doing all these like practices and work coming up to it, that there's something that you're looking forward to that you're going to accomplish and it's going to show all that you've done. So with Ivy, I have been working on putting her in and out of the trailer, which I guess is the first thing because you got to get them in the trailer to take them places and do things. When we got her, she was barely halter broke, so that's been fun trying to get her to let me put the halter on and things. And leading her around and trotting and doing showmanship, things like pivoting, setting up, and backing. We're also working on lunging. Right now she could go both directions at the walk and the jog, and we're working on loping. She likes to be in my space, so it's been a little hard. So overall, the Young Horse Development Program is a really great opportunity that anybody that's 12 years old or older is invited to apply for and hopefully be selected for. I have little papers that have more information about it. The American Quarter Horse Association website has tons of information and stories about kids that have been in this program, and I think it's an amazing, life-changing opportunity that we all have access to. Thanks.